what's up, guys? I'm Mr. Caleb.
And I'm Mr. Andrew.
And this is An Epic Story. Today's story is all about Moses telling Pharaoh to let God's people go. But to understand how we even got to this point, we need to go all the way back to when Moses was a baby.
Oh, can I please tell the story?
Do you even know the story?
Caleb Cornelius Mills, how could you ever doubt me? Of course I know it.
That's not even close to my actual name.
Okay.
But go ahead.
Yes, okay, let me grab my glasses.
Okay.
So everybody was living in Egypt as slaves! The Israelites were growing in numbers after several hundred years, which seems like a good thing to Pharaoh, until he realizes, oh no! There are so many of God's people, they might all band together and stop doing what I tell them to do! Yes! Pharaoh then comes up with a terrible and super sad idea. He decides to get rid of all the new baby boys that are born. So when Moses was born, his mom was like, my baby is too big to hide, so I'm gonna float him down the river, cause that seems safe. And then Pharaoh's daughter finds the baby and says, well, I guess you're mine now. So then Moses is a prince and then grows up and then realizes that his whole life was basically a lie. Wait, all these people my dad are mean to are actually my people. So then he had to run away from his Pharaoh dad into the wilderness, probably without snacks or a juice box, which was a huge mistake. So then Moses wanders around and eventually gets taken in by some people, gets married, settles down. Nice family. White picket fence situation. Except the fence is the wilderness and he's surrounded by stinky sheep.
Whoa, that was pretty good, Andrew.
Yeah, some people would say it wasn't half bad.
So Moses had become a shepherd in the wilderness. One day, he was out with his sheep when he noticed something in the distance. There was a bush on fire.
Just said fire!
Oh no, Andrew!
We gotta put it out!
Stop.
Point me in the direction.
There's no fire here.
But safety first!
It's in the story. It's in the story.
Okay.
Please don't use that in here.
All right, you asked for it though.
The bush may have been on fire, but it wasn't burning.
What? How was it not burning?
So Moses went up to investigate. Then the bush started talking to Moses.
That's funny. No, it didn't. Plants don't talk.
What are you doing? What do you got there?
Nothing.
Actually, it was God talking to Moses through the bush. God told Moses where he was stepping was holy ground and that he needed to take off his shoes.
That's gross.
What do you mean? What's gross about that?
Well, I never, ever take off my shoes.
Ever?
Never.
At some point, you have to take off your shoes.
All right.
Those are nice shoes, Andrew.
Thank you.
Thanks for
I got
taking
them
them
at
off.
Costco.
Oh, Costco.
Yeah.
I didn't know they...
Well, guess what? You asked for it. Caleb? Hey.
God told Moses that he heard the cries of his people back in Egypt and he was sending someone to help.
Aquaman.
Nope.
Oh, you're right. We're in the middle of the desert. Not helpful. Captain America.
Not him either.
Passport issues, probably. Superman!
Andrew.
Okay, you're right. Conflict of interest. How about Batman?
Andrew.
You're right. Batman's not really a superhero. He is just a rich guy with lots of gadgets.
That's just
Hulk smash!
Oh, not again. I'm sorry.
Hulk smash!
Andrew, stop. Moses. He was sending Moses.
Yes. Why would he send Moses, though? Moses tried to be a hero, and that backfired, remember? How is that a good idea?
Exactly. Moses didn't feel qualified at all. Moses argued with God and didn't listen at first.
La 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 la. I can't hear you. You cannot tell me to go back if I cannot hear you.
Andrew, take your hands off your ears.
You are right.
Thank you.
These are much better.
No.
Now I really can't hear you.
Andrew!
La 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 la.
It's springtime, the wrong time of year. Are you done?
Caleb, there are children watching. This is insane. I cannot believe you said that. My mom says I'm the most smart kid in my homeschool class.
I said,
Top of my class.
are you done?
Oh, yes, continue.
Finally, Moses realized he needed to be ready to listen. He was going to have God's help the whole way, even if he didn't feel ready. So Moses packed up and headed back to Egypt.
All right, well, there we go. And come on, Antonio. Ah, there you are. Coming with me, little buddy.
Actually, we can't take Antonio with us.
What? Sorry, little guy. I'm really gonna miss him. I can't believe I'm now gonna have to go without a pillow. I'm gonna have to buy one. Adios, Antonio. Adios. Look at him go.
When Moses arrived, he went straight to Pharaoh and told him, "Our God demands that you let his people go." But Pharaoh laughed at him, and when Moses persisted, Pharaoh doubled all the work God's people were already doing. Moses was confused, but God told Moses to be ready to listen to him, and that because Pharaoh told him no, now God would be able to show how powerful he truly is.
That's right, because then God called in the choppers and the bazookas and the guns that shoot swords so they kick down the door!
Whoa, hold on. They didn't have any of those things, and that was not even close to God's plan. He had something different in mind. God consistently sent Moses back to Pharaoh to demand the freedom of the people. The Bible says that Pharaoh's heart was stubborn or hardened. So when Moses met Pharaoh on the Nile River bank, he was not listening. Andrew! Andrew, what are you doing?
Je deteste de glace de la vanille.
What?
Je de glace de vanille. Oh, hey! You want to try? It's French.
No.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, no. Do you think we could get back to the story?
Yikes, Caleb. I think you need to recognize the importance of speaking another language. So you never order the worst flavor of ice cream ever!
The best flavor. Okay, I'll get right on that, Andrew. So Moses told Pharaoh that because he had not released his people, God would bring a plague, or a miracle God performed to show he was more powerful than any of the Egyptians' fake gods.
Pharaoh, you about to get plagued!
So, down at the Nile, God uses Moses to turn the river into blood by touching his staff to the water. But Pharaoh did not believe in God's power, so he was not impressed. His heart stayed hardened, and the Bible says he went back to his palace and put it out of his mind.
It's like in one eye, out the nostril with this guy.
That's not even close to how the saying goes.
Tomato, potato, what are you gonna do?
Again, Moses went to Pharaoh, "Let my people go. But if you refuse, there will be a plague of frogs."
I don't get it. How is that a plague? Frogs are awesome.
Frogs are awesome, and I love them. But when he refused, frogs appeared everywhere.
That's awesome. Oh, well, howdy, friend. Tony the Frog right there. Oh, wow. Oh, Dorothy. What's up, Dorothy? Oh, I'm going to name that one Samuel. All right. And, oh. All right, they have a lot of friends. Okay, what is this, prom or homecoming? I mean, oh, whoa. Oh.
They couldn't go anywhere without there being frogs.
Why are there so many?
Next came a plague of gnats. Swarms of gnats like a dust storm across the land.
Well, great. Feed all the frogs, why don't we? Now we can have even more frogs. Okay. All right, listen. They're in my mouth. Leave me alone!
Again, God sent Moses with his instructions. If Pharaoh did not set God's people free, he would send a plague of flies just like the gnats. Where the Israelites lived, there would be no flies.
Yeah, now there's flies too!
God already knew Pharaoh's answer before Moses could even ask. So Moses told Pharaoh the next plague. A disease would wipe out all the livestock of the Egyptians. Goats, cows, chickens, camels, and sheep.
Wait, what? No, not Antonio. That's it. Something's got to be done. Antonio!
And even though Pharaoh could clearly see none of the Israelites' livestock were harmed, he still had a hardened heart.
Don't worry, everybody. We're all good here. He's safe. Not even a scratch.
God sent Moses back to Pharaoh to demand the release of his people, or he would send a plague of locusts. Basically, huge grasshoppers. Locusts swarmed Egypt to the point that you couldn't even see the ground anymore.
Caleb! Look, there's a spot over there. I'm gonna get to it. Okay.
Bad again. No.
Oh, no. Not on the new shoes. Ow!
Then Moses lifted his hands, and for 3 days, the sky was dark.
Ah!
It was so dark no one could see anything at all.
Hello?
But there was light over where the Israelites lived.
Oh, wow, my eyes!
Pharaoh was so angry with Moses, he kicked him out of the palace and told him to never show his face again.
Oh, my corneas are on fire!
God told Moses that with the next plague, something really bad was coming. Something no one had ever seen before. So he gave Moses instructions to tell his people.
All right, it's gonna be okay though, Antonio.
Just like a picture of Jesus, they took the blood of a lamb and put it over their doors.
Okay, shh, no, you can't say that. Antonio is literally a lamb. You're gonna be okay. Oh, sorry, you're gonna be okay.
By the next morning, Egypt was mourning the loss of a lot of people, including Pharaoh's own son. But every one of God's people had been spared. Finally, Pharaoh was defeated. He told Moses to take his people and go. The people were so excited.
Party time!
They gathered all the people and their belongings and they paraded out of Egypt towards freedom.
Take that, Pharaoh!
But Pharaoh was so hurt and angry by everything that had happened, he gathered up his army and decided to chase after God's people.
Wait, he what? I'm sorry, could you say that again?
When they got to the Red Sea, they heard Pharaoh behind them and began to panic when they realized they were trapped.
Wait, what? What are we gonna do? Every man for himself, move!
God sent down a pillar of fire, blocking Pharaoh's path. Then Moses turned around and stretched his hand over the water, and a great wind blew through and parted the sea. So the Israelites crossed on dry land between two massive walls of water.
Antonio, you can't run away like that. This guy's crazy. We have to stick together. Come on now. This is not the time to go think about yourself.
Once the Israelites were almost across, the pillar of fire disappeared. The Egyptians started to race after them, and once all of God's people were safe, the water came crashing down, wiping out Pharaoh's entire army. The Israelites began to sing and worship because they were finally free. And that's it. And that's an epic story.